Hello students, welcome to the multiple choice questions of Julius Caesar Act 3 Scene 2. So before we start with the multiple choice questions, first I will be giving an overview of what happens in this scene so that it can help you recall and solve the questions better. So in this scene, Brutus and Cassius goes to the streets of Rome to justify the reasons of why they had to kill Caesar. So some of the people go to Cassius while the others stay with Brutus so that they could compare the reasons later. Then Brutus climbs the platform and addresses the people. He says, if anyone here is a dear friend of Caesar, then he says that his love for Caesar was no less than the people there. But the reason why Brutus had to kill Caesar was that Caesar was ambitious. He asked the people, would they rather be slaves and Caesar living, or if Caesar dead, then all of them free? He also says that he loves Caesar, but he loved Rome more. The crowd is convinced with the reasons that Brutus gave, and they want to give him a statue with his ancestors, bring him with triumph to his house. They say, let Brutus be the king and let the better qualities of Brutus be crowned. And Brutus, before leaving, makes a final request to listen to Mark Antony speak as he mourns over Caesar's body. So for Brutus's sake, the crowd stays back and listens to Mark Antony. So Mark Antony's speech is considered a very important part in this entire act also, because he manipulates the crowd and convinces them that what the conspirators had done was wrong. So he says, Brutus has said that Caesar was ambitious, but Caesar was a friend who was faithful and fair to me. He brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms filled the public treasury. When the poor cried, Caesar cried with them, and even when I offered him the crown, he refused it thrice. So do you think Caesar was ambitious? And all the people now start to wonder. Because they are fickle-minded, they are easily swayed by Mark Antony. To convince them further, he shows them the cloak of Caesar that has stab wounds in them, and he also shows them Caesar's body. The crowd bubble and boil with anger. Antony also tells them that Caesar in his will has left every Roman citizen 75 drachmas, all his walkways in his private gardens and newly planted orchards to stroll and relax. Finally, the crowd is so angry that they say, we will first burn Caesar's body in a holy place and then use that same fire to burn the traitor's house. Antony is very happy that the trouble has begun, and he tells trouble to take whatever course it chooses. Finally, he goes to Caesar's house where Octavius Caesar and Lepidus are waiting for him, and the scene ends. So now let's do the multiple choice questions. I will be reading the question out loud and you can just write your option answer in your notebook, and then we'll be checking the answers towards the end. First question. Why did the crowd split when Brutus and Cassius were addressing the people? A. To compare their reasons. B. Some liked Brutus more. C. It was a large crowd to handle. Or D. Brutus asked them to split. Second, who says, Romans, countrymen and lovers, hear me for my cause? A. Cassius, B. Mark Antony, C. Marcus Brutus, or D. Decius Brutus? Third, what reasons does Brutus give to the citizens to have risen against Caesar? A. Caesar alive and die as slaves, or Caesar to die and live free? B. He loved Caesar but loved Rome more. C. Because of Caesar's ambition, or D. All of the above? Fourth one. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at him. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I dash him. So A. Intolerated him, eliminated him, slew him, or conspired against him. Fifth, which of these is not mentioned by Brutus regarding the final rites of Caesar? A. The question of his death is officially recorded. B. There will be a public funeral to honor him. C. His glory is not diminished for which he was worthy. Or D. His offences are not emphasized for which he suffered death. Sixth, who, though had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying. That means Caesar's dying. A. Metellus Cimber, B. Brutus, C. Mark Antony, or D. Publius Cimber. Seven. How did the citizens react after Brutus's speech? A. They wanted to crown Brutus and give him a statue. B. They were angry. C. They wanted to kill Brutus with the same dagger. Or D. Both B and C. A. Which among these is not mentioned by the crowd about Brutus? A. We'll bring him to his house with shouts and clamors. B. Caesar's better parts shall be crowned in Brutus. C. We are glad that Brutus killed Caesar. Or D. Let him be Caesar. 9. What praise does Antony say about Caesar? A. That Caesar was a friend, loyal and true. B. The ransoms from captives that Caesar brought has filled the treasury. C. When the poor cried, Caesar wept with them. Or D. All of the above. 10. I have come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do, live after them. The good is dash. A. Buried with the bones. B. Cremated with their body. C. Remembered for generations. Or D. Forgotten by everyone. 11. What is inferred about the crowd after Antony's speech? A. They are angry. B. They love Caesar. C. They are fickle-minded and can be easily swayed. D. All of the above. 12. What does Antony say would the citizens do after he reads the document of Caesar? A. Kiss Caesar's wounds. B. Dip their napkin in the sacred blood. C. Beg for his hair as memory and mention in their will as rich inheritance. Or D. All of the above. 13. When does Antony say these words? If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. A. When he reads Caesar's will. B. When he shows them Caesar's cloak and body. C. When he talks about the good traits of Caesar. Or D, when he talks about how the people disrespected Caesar? 14. Which was the most unkindest cut of all according to Antony? A. Stab of Casca. B. Stab of Cassius's dagger. C. Stab of Brutus. Or D. Stab of Metellus Cimber. 15. Why did Antony call it the most unkindest cut of all? A. Caesar was shocked to see the stab made by envious Casca. B. Cassius's dagger made multiple stabs on Caesar. C. Brutus's ingratitude, more powerful than traitor's arm, conquered him. Or D. All of the above. 16. What is the irony in the speech of Antony? So this is not a question, but I thought this was important to be included. So Antony says that he is no orator like Brutus, or he has neither wit nor words, nor worth action, nor the power of speech to stir the men, but through his actions and words, he has actually influenced the crowd and changed their perception and judgment. So this is the irony in the speech of Antony, because he keeps saying, right, Brutus is an honorable man, and with his permission I'm saying this. But Caesar was a good person. But however, Brutus is an honorable man, and by saying that, he influenced the crowd. 17. What, according to the will, has Caesar left for the citizens? A. 75 drachmas. B. All his walkways, private gardens, newly planted orchards. C. Free housing to all citizens. And D. Both A and B. 18. What does Antony say would Brutus do if he was in place of Antony? So I hope you understood the question. What is Antony saying would Brutus do if he was in place of Antony? A. Ruffle up their spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar. B. Convince the crowd that the conspirators were right. C. Support the conspirators. Or D. Prevent Caesar's death. 19. What did the citizens say after they heard the will? A. That Caesar was an honorable man. B. They will burn Caesar's body in the holy place and use that fire to burn the traitors' houses. C. Brutus deserved to be murdered than Caesar. Or D. They regret for not mourning over Caesar's death. 20. Who says the following lines? Believe me for my honor and have respect for my honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom and awaken your senses, that you may be the better judge. A. Antony. B. Octavius. C. Brutus. Or D. Cassius. 21. At the end of the scene, who is at Caesar's house? A. Lepidus and Octavius. B. Octavius Caesar. C. Antony and Octavius. Or D. Lepidus. 22nd. Antony says Dash is merry and in this mood will give us anything. A. Fate. B. Fury. C. Revenge. Or D. Fortune. 23. What does Antony say is the reason for the conspirators to kill Caesar? A. Caesar's ambition. B. The conspirators' loyalty to the Roman Republic. C. Personal grief against Caesar. Or D. Caesar's tyranny. 24. What does Antony hope to achieve with his speech at Caesar's funeral? A. To mourn Caesar's death and honor his life. B. To turn the people against the conspirators. C. To take revenge against Caesar's death. Or D. To be next in power to Caesar. Okay, so that is the end of the multiple choice questions. You can pause the video and check your answers. This Act 3, Scene 2 is very important, especially Brutus's speech and then Mark Antony's speech. So please listen to this act, the explanation, the line-by-line explanation of this scene that I have recorded for you. I will be adding the link towards the end of the video. Please watch it. All the very best for your examination.